Hello fellow Sudokans and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle for Monday the 25th of July 2022. I hope you are keeping well, healthy, fit and active. It's Monday and that means that's the beginner's day for the Guardian crossword. It's actually called easy level, but generally it's so easy that absolute beginners can play this game without too much trouble. It gives me a good chance to explain the rules and the basic ideas behind Sudoku. Now, if you are considering taking up Sudoku, I should encourage you. Say it's a nice game to play. Somebody may have told you it can help with memory or I don't know, cognition or just logical thinking, exercise the brain if you like, something like that. Maybe that's true. I have no idea, but it's certainly a lot of fun and doesn't do you any harm and can definitely give you some good ideas about logic. It will not improve your mathematics though, because some people get the wrong idea. When they see lots of numbers, they imagine that there's something to do with maths, but it's really not. The only maths that you need are the singular is the ability to count from 1 to 9, and that's only just to decide which item to choose next. It's not even about counting actually, because if you check, you'll find Sudoku. Even on this channel, you'll find strange Sudoku with colors or items of food or other things that I've used in place of numbers. It's really not even about numbers at all. But it's easier to use numbers than other things just because we're so familiar with them. So a quick explanation, because a quick explanation is all you really need of how to of the rules of the game. What you need a bit more than that is an understanding of what to do, how to find the numbers. So the object of the game is to fill in a number in every square. And we consider rows like this, and we consider columns all the way down here. If I get my mouse, any of these columns and rows, and we will see that there are 9 squares in each row and 9 squares in each column. And what do? We fit the numbers 1 to 9, that's why we're using numbers, it's easy to recognize, in each square. But each number, of course, because there are only 9 squares, it means that the number cannot be repeated. So when we have, let's say, a 4 down here, it means that none of these squares can contain 4 because we only have 9 squares, enough to contain digits 1 through 9. Okay, and just to make it a bit more fun and trickier and to make the logic work as well, we have these smaller blocks you can see like this, which contain 9 squares, and I think you've guessed already, right, what we need to do. Yes, we need to place numbers 1 to 9 in there as well. So again, 9 squares, no number can repeat. That is the rule of Sudoku. I don't have to use this in singular or plural form, but anyway, whichever, that's it. That's all you need to understand to play the game. That's the rules. And now we need to know how we go about finding our numbers, don't we? So let's take this block down here, which has quite a lot of numbers filled in already. 3, 1, 4, 9, 8 and 7 already filled in. So there are not that many numbers left to get. One of the missing numbers, a number that we don't yet have, is a 6. You can't find a 6 anywhere here. Now when we look at this 6 over here on the left, you will find that it's already in this particular row, right? And I said numbers cannot repeat in the row. So that means, can a 6 appear in this square here? Answer no. Can a 6 appear in this square here? Answer no, clearly, because we have 6 blocking across this row. So when we reconsider this block now, there is only one empty square, right? Every other square has a number already filled in. These two can't be 6. So we know for sure that 6 has to appear in this square. It's a bit dark in the room. I haven't switched the light on yet. It's still quite early. I almost clicked the wrong key, which you might find I do from time to time. Don't worry about that. Right? Okay. So now we have 2 empty squares up here. So what have we got? We've got 1. Do we have a 2? No. 3, 4. Do we have a 5? No. So in fact, we know that these two squares can only contain 2 and 5 because we've got everything else, 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 2 and 5 must be in these two squares. And when we look around, we're looking for, stuff that can intersect. Well, we see this 2. Now we remember that 2 blocks all the way down this column cannot reappear in this column. And again, we're left with just one empty square now, so we know that the 2 must be there. And now we have only one empty square left for this block, so we know that the 5 is the last number that we need for this block. Okay, got it? Right, all we need to do is finish the grid like a jigsaw puzzle, one piece is correct in every location. The game has only one solution. If you find a single empty square where a number can go, you can place it. You don't need to worry about looking for other possibilities. Okay, let's consider this block. Oops, excuse me. Let's consider this block over here now. Now, we've got 1, 3, 5, 4, 6, and 7. We don't yet have an 8. We're going to consider this 8 up here, and we can see how it intersects with this block because it blocks down this column here, so no other 8s can go here. So this square here cannot be 8. And when we look over on the right hand side here, we can see another 8, and it blocks across this row. So we've got the 8 down this column and the 8 across this row. So this square can't be 8 because of this, and this square can't be 8 because of this. So we know that 8 fits in the last. Oh, excuse me. I just said to you, I haven't got the lights switched on. It would help if I switched the lights on. I don't fancy doing it though. I'm just keeping my eyes rested and for another few hours yet, or another hour or so, I should say, before life begins on a Monday. By the way, if you are new to the channel also includes chat about life, politics, and etc., etc. Talking on the topic of politics. If you ever doubted that Viktor Orban was a fascist, you now have no more doubt after reading his latest comments. And if you are Hungarian, you have my sympathy. Right, okay, let's consider this block in the center here, which doesn't yet have any 8s. In fact, the only digit we've already got is a 3. But I can see lots of 8s intersecting, so shall we explore what we've got? We've got this 8 blocking down here. When I say blocking, I mean these 3 squares can't be 8. I can see this 8 down here blocking these 3 squares up here, right? And I can see another 8 over here blocking across here. So look, 8s block all of these squares except for this square here. And so we know that 8 goes there. I should really turn the light on. Now I can see something that's useful. I've got an 8 here, and 8 here, and here. Here, here, and here, here, and here. Just one of these blocks that doesn't yet have an 8. And so if you're new to the game of Sudoku, something you can learn immediately is that if you have 8 of any particular number, meaning in 8 of these different blocks, I call them blocks, some people call them boxes, or mini grids or whatever, you can always get the last one. So I know that there is only one more 8 to get in this puzzle. I know that I can find an 8 here. I'm absolutely convinced of it. So let's find out. We have 8 blocking down here, 8 blocking down here, 8 across here, and 8 across here, and there we go. That's the location of our final 8. So we don't have to worry about digit 8 anymore. All the digit 8s are already finished. We have to look for other things now. Now usually when you see a block like this with just a couple of empty squares, you can check what's missing and see if you can get anything. Now in this case the missing numbers are 2 and 9. So we have to look up and down for any intersecting 2s and 9s, and lo and behold, what do we find? We find a 9 across here. So when we extend that 9 westward, we find that it can't appear in this square, and so we know that the 9 will be in that square there. And now, as I said, the only numbers missing were 2 and 9, and so we know that the 2 is now in that square there. Now that we've put the 2 there, it helps us find the 2 down here, because look, 2 blocking down, 2 blocking down, and 2 across here. So we know that the 2 fits there. Have you got the hang of the game now? It's not that tricky, is it? It's quite easy. In that case, I want you to find, excuse me, I want you to find the 2 in this block for me. Okay, I'll give you a chance to do it now. I shall sit whistling for a couple of seconds, twiddling my thumbs. Okay, I think that's long enough. So let's see. Well, we've got intersecting 2's all around. Look, here's a 2 blocking across here. Here's a 2 blocking across here. Excuse me. And a 2 blocking up here, and a 2 blocking down here. 2's blocking all over the place. But there's a nice empty square where the 2 must go. I say must because, as I said, there's a unique solution. There is only one place where it can go. We don't have a choice about these things. Right. Let's see what comes next. Now, okay, so it's your first time playing Sudoku, so I've showed you the real easy stuff and basic stuff, but actually I want to show you a little bit more, because as soon as you've started playing a couple of games, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you need to do a predicting the future type of idea. Now, I don't mean deciding on a winning lottery number or something like that. What I'm talking about is, okay, what I'm going to do is show you how to find the 9 in this block here. We're going to find the 9 in this block here, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, at the moment we can't tell where the 9 goes. If we look at the intersecting lines, we don't have enough information, or do we? Oh, we do. Oh damn, we already have enough information. Alright, but I'm going to show you the other way, the difficult way anyway. Alright, let me show you something else. Okay, actually what I was going to show you was this: 9 blocking down here and 9 blocking across here, which means that we have 9 in one of these 2 squares. Now when we look up here, we don't have any intersecting 9s, okay? And so 9 is either here or here. Now we can't place it in this square or this square yet, but we know it's one of those 2, right? So this is what I was going to show you, even though it's not really necessary. The 9 in this square, if the 9 appears in this square, it blocks all the way along this row. If the 9 is in this square, it still blocks across this row. So whichever square the 9 appears in, these 2 squares cannot be 9, because 9 will appear in one of these 2. Got it? And then we have 9 blocking across here, 9 down and 9 down here. Actually, I didn't need to do that, because I could have just said 9 blocks down here, 9 blocks down here, 9 blocks across here. It would have given me the same information. So, and by the way, when you play Sudoku, you will find that we often have multiple ways of finding the same thing. Right. But anyway, I wanted to show you that kind of thinking ahead type of thing. Now you have to give me a second, because I don't play these games ahead of time. I have absolutely no idea what the correct answer to the game is, so I also have to look for a moment and find the answer. Let's do what, oh no, okay, right, so let's find a 4 in this section down here, shall we? I'll give you a chance to look for it. We're looking for a 4. Okay, I think you've had enough time now. We see 4 blocking across here like this, 4 blocking across here like this, and 4 blocking down. So our empty white square is now filled with 4 there. And now let's do the same for this. Oh, excuse me. Obviously not here. Let's do the same for this block here. Let's find a 4. Okay, we use the 4 we just filled in. 4's up, 4's down, 4 across here. 4 goes there. We can continue and we'll find a 4 in the middle block here as well. Do you want to do that? Okay, here we go. 4 across here, 4 across here, and 4 up here. There is the place for our 4. If I can find the keyboard number, there we are. Still dark here. 4 blocking up here, 4 blocking up here, 4 across here. So it means we can place our 4 there. 4 across here, 4 across here, and 4 up here. That's the final 4. That was the last 4, the ninth 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. If you're playing the game on pen and paper, which I actually recommend, then you have to keep using your eyes. If you're using a computer, you can also highlight digits like this. If you're playing on, say, a Sudoku solver, in particular the one I recommend, which is sudokuexchange.com. This is what I usually play my video games on. I rather like it. It's not perfect, but I think it's pretty good. It's rather a nice Sudoku solver. If you click on the digits, it highlights all of that number. So look, all the twos are highlighted. Now, I think once we've highlighted all of these twos, we can see twos are down there, up there. Okay. Let's see. Click on the threes and use your eyes. Cast your eyes up and down the rows and columns to help. Fours are done. We don't need to consider fours any longer, actually. Fives are what's 5 is the next number we can get easily. In particular, we're going to look in this central block here because we can see this 5 blocking up here, and we can see this 5 blocking this square. So we know that 5 is the next number to hit the dust. And now there's only one digit missing down here, so we should do that immediately. We'll notice there's a 6. We don't have a 6 in this column, so we'll do that now. Then we'll come back to this 5 because the 5s are quite easy here. So now we can say this 5 blocking all the way up here and across here. That puts a 5 there. Okay, now the 5 blocking across here and up here puts a 5 there. And the 5 down here and across here and here puts a 5 there. And then the 5s across here and down here puts a 5 there. And that was the final 5. Okay, so you can see quite a lot of blue numbers. Now, black was the numbers the black numbers began the puzzle. The blue ones are the ones that we've put in if you're using Sudoku Exchange. Okay, so this is what we do. Let's have a look at this column here and see we have 2 empty squares. So we need to find the missing numbers, and when we count through, we'll find it's 7 and 9. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's no 7. We've got 8 and we've got 9. We don't have 9, sorry. So that means that in these 2 empty squares, we need 7 and 9. So we look across the rows, and what do we find? We find a 9 here, meaning that this square can't be 9. So then 9 has to go in this square up here, and the 7 is the last number that we need for that column. Now, we don't have a 9 in this block yet, but we have 9 blocking here and 9 blocking here. So that has to be a 9. And now we see there's only one empty square along here. And when we start counting through the first number, we start with 1. We see there is no 1, and so the 1 must go there. 1 blocks up here, 1 blocks across here. So this will be our 1 down here. We should look and see what these 2 missing numbers are. We don't have a 1 yet, and as soon as I say that, I see an intersecting 1 across here, so I know that the 1 is here. And now there's only one missing number, and it's a 6. If you think I'm finding these missing numbers quite quickly, that's just from having played the game quite a lot. 6 blocks across here, and so 6 will be our last number down here, or just look along here and find the missing digit, and you'll find that it's a 6. It has to be the same number. 6 blocks down here, 6 blocks down here. That is our 6 there. Okay, now we have 2 empty squares on along this row, so we'll find out the missing numbers. We've got 1, 2, there's no 3, 4, 5, 6, there's no 7, 8, 9. So 3 and 7 have to go on in these two empty squares. So how do we find it? We look up for any 3s or 7s that are intersecting. We find a 7 here, so we know that this square can't be 7. We know that the 7 has to be at this end, and the 3 will be at this end. Now there's 7 blocks across the bottom here, giving us a 7 in that, 7 in that square, and the 1 blocks down here, so this is a 1, and the last number to get here is a 9. Now there's only one missing number along this row, and when we start counting we find it's a 1. And now there are 2 digits missing down here. Let's see if we can get them. What's missing? 2 and 3. Actually, no, we don't have 2 or 3 up here just yet. But because I can see that there are 2 empty spaces here, now I also notice that in this column there are also 2 empty spaces. Now if this is 2 numbers to finish this row, and this is 2 numbers to finish this column, they have to be the same number. So if this is 2 and 3 to finish this row, or this block, whichever way you look at it, and then I have 1 square and 1 other empty square in this column, well, it has to be the same. So in other words, this has to be a 2 or a 3 as well. Now this one we know can't be 2, so we know in fact that that is a 3, and this will be 2, and this will be 3. Now 3 blocks up here, putting the 3 into that square there, and the last number for this block or this row is a 7. 7, if I can. Still really dark here. 7 blocks up here, and 7 goes there, and the last number here in this block is 2. Okay. So we've almost finished the game now. Not much more to go. The only numbers we need to find are 1, 3, 6, 7, 9. Those are the numbers still remaining. So the missing numbers in this block or this column, whichever way you look at it, are 3 and 7. Now we see the 7 blocking across here, so that'll be a 7 if I can find it on the keyboard, and this will be a 3 there. Now 3 blocks across here and across here, so the 3 will go here, or you look along this row and find the missing number, and it also will be a 3. There's 1 number missing from this row here. The missing number is a 6. You can find that on the keyboard there. I think that's a 6. And now we've almost finished. So we have 1 blocking up here, 1 blocking up here, and the 1 goes there. And what else is missing? 7 and 9. So here we have a 7 blocking that square. So we know the 7 goes there, and the last number will be 9. And that's our first ever game of Sudoku finished. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, important thing is, don't just watch the videos. You've learned how to play the game now. You have to play it yourself. There are lots of easy level puzzles on this channel. They go to the playlist for easy level games, and you can find links to the puzzles yourself. So, and you must go off and try them. No, you need to play them. No good just watching the videos. You need the practical skills as well. That's it. Thank you very much. Join me for more Sudoku anytime you're in the mood. Bye bye.